Mingia.
Mingia.
That'd be good for your blooper reel. You know what I mean?
It's Mangia?
Mangia, yeah.
Oh, fucking hey.
It's a good start. Frankly, I like the name Mingia better.
Oh, we fucking shit. I've been saying Mingia the whole fucking time.
Amazing. All right.
Mangia makes so much more fucking sense.
It really does.
That was done on purpose for the blooper reel.
Take two.
Take two. Looking for the perfect grooming experience for your pup? Welcome to Carly's Fairy Tale Dog Grooming, located at 8 North Main Street in Pittston. We offer boutique-style grooming with a focus on quality over quantity. Your furry friend will enjoy a cage-free, stress-free environment where they will feel comfortable and pampered. At Carly's, we make sure every dog leaves feeling and looking like royalty. Call 541-410-9582 or stop in today to book your appointment at Carly's Fairy Tale Dog Grooming. Welcome to the Food Fight Podcast. I'm your host, Brian DiMattei. I'm here with my childhood friend. We grew up on the same streets in Old Forge. Johnny Jonesy from Old Forge, Pennsylvania. I said that again. We're going to keep on rolling through it. You're here to represent the Benny D Hospitality Group. You manage and run Mangia Bistro and Bar.
Yep, that's correct.
I said it right the first time.
You say so.
No, I did it. They'll see that in the opening clip. I'm sure that's going to make the highlight reel for that one. So, Jonesy, welcome to Food Fight.
Glad to be here.
You look fantastic.
Thank you, buddy.
Looks fantastic. We're aging like down in Old Forge. It's the water and it's the cold next day Old Forge pizza that makes us age the way we do.
We're aging like Dago Red.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Exactly. Again, just as fucking sweet too. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So I had the pleasure of coming up to Mangia on, I think last week was Saturday night.
Yeah.
I finally got there. You know, had some travel arrangements that were holding me back, but I finally made it there. And I walked in, and the place just is absolutely beautiful in there. Tell us a little bit about it.
All of Benny's restaurants look that way. They're very elegant, very tasteful, very stylish, but in a dialed back way. People definitely don't expect to see what they see when they get in there. They kind of think it's going to be more like a red sauce joint. And there's nothing wrong with red sauce joints, but there's plenty of them. And, I think stylistically he made some different choices, and it looks beautiful.
Tell the viewers what a red sauce joint is. Tell me.
A red sauce joint is more along the lines of, again, nothing wrong with it, but your classic red checkerboard tablecloth.
Oh,
yeah.
I got one of those right here.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't mind being called a red sauce joint.
No, it's not.
I know exactly.
Not a bad thing.
I know exactly what you mean, though.
Right.
I know exactly what you mean. A couple items on the menu, looks good inside.
Right.
Good food,
yeah.
But a little higher up is Mangia Bistro and Bar. Mangia Bistro.
That's what it is now.
That's fantastic. Fucking fantastic. I do apologize to the hospitality group for butchering that name. Maybe that'll be his next place.
Could be.
That may not be his next place. When did you take over operations there at the restaurant? I'm sorry. Let's go back to the beginning, because that used to be a laundromat.
It did in the bakery, I suppose.
Yeah. Because I used to go over there now I'm going way back. I used to visit Samario's when I still lived over in the Old Forge. And now I go up down to the valley now. But Samario's was a good spot. And right up the street, I remember I would turn around that parking lot. It'd be a laundromat and a bakery. So when did it turn into the bistro?
They opened, it was 2 years in July, 2 years in late July.
Okay.
They opened.
Yeah. And what was the renovations like? I mean, the whole thing had to get renovated to a restaurant, correct? Or was it?
Yeah, I'm sure it was a full teardown inside. I really don't know.
That had to be a lot of work.
I imagine it was.
That had to be a lot of work.
Always is.
Looks nice outside. It's the end of Scranton up there. It's nice. It's a nice street up there on Market Street.
Yeah, Providence. That's the neighborhood. Yeah.
You ever go down? You ever enjoy Ipanema?
I have.
Ooh,
absolutely.
That's a spot right there.
No question.
That's a whole, you're not getting that experience anywhere else. No other restaurant.
Not around here.
No, that's a
place like that in New York.
That's an experience right there.
Sure.
So now let's back up into the Benny D Hospitality Group. So he owns a bunch of restaurants. I definitely was at Catch 21's in Scranton there.
Catch 21,
used to be the old Flashbacks building, right?
Yes, it did.
Remember Flashbacks?
Some of it.
I got banned from that place. My first time ever going in there, I was throwing up in the bathroom and I got kicked out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's a long, long time ago.
Galaxy far, far away.
That's a long time ago. Speaking of the Galaxy, was it the Galaxy that was at Tink's up the street?
You know, I'm not sure. I was always working, so I never got out all that much.
Brian, was it the Galaxy at the Woodlands or Tink's? I always forget what they were.
I'm not remembering. Wasn't the Woodlands like the 25th hour or something like that? And
Evolution was.
The Galaxy was. It doesn't ring a bell.
I think
Scranton. I'm from down here.
Oh, okay, I think Evolution was the Woodlands, and then it'd be like under 18 at Tink's on like a Wednesday night.
I don't remember Tink's.
Not unlike all the high school kids going there on a Wednesday night.
Tink's, but I went there for concerts. But
Tink's was an interesting place.
it was.
Yeah, tetanus shot to come on there.
I never heard that one.
Remember the bathroom downstairs would always flood over, and there'd just be water all over the place. It's just absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So let's go into a little bit of Benny D Hospitality Group. When did you seek them out? Did they seek you out? What were you looking to get into the restaurant business?
I stopped into Catch 21. As you know, I've been doing this for 28 years now.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're going to get into next. Your restaurant background from the origins of it all the way up.
Right.
So you stepped into Catch 21.
I was looking for part-time work, and he, kind of gave me a little look and said, I don't have part-time work here, but I've got another opportunity for you. And he wanted me to meet him a few days later at Mangia, yes. And, he pitched it to me, and I fell in love with the place.
What was the pitch?
He basically said, come on up here, and I want you to treat this like it's like your home. And, he knew my experience, so he knew I could run it the way I saw fit. And, so far, so good.
Okay. So I want to get into, you probably worked at some of the same restaurants back in the day, maybe. You never know, right? So I want to get into so I didn't know that was your background, was all the restaurants like that as well. So let's go to the origins of that. Then we're going to circle back to what you changed at Mangia. Okay?
Right.
All right. Start us off where...
Well, boy, my first
dishwasher or busser?
My first job in the restaurant business was actually making pizza at Gigerelli's. Yeah, which to me is still such an iconic...
I just smelled the pizza, John.
Absolutely. It's a sense memory, no question.
Do I have members watch? How old were you when you were in the kitchen making pizza?
19.
Did they trust? Were you on there on Friday nights?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if I used to sit in the dining room and wait.
Probably.
Oh, you were 19. So I was probably 13 or 14. How old are you? I'm 44.
47.
Oh, okay. So I was probably out smoking pot. I wasn't on Gigerelli's anymore.
Perhaps.
Yeah. When you were cooking in there, I probably wasn't sitting there. Because my mother would make me go down to Gigerelli's every Friday night.
Sure, walking distance.
If it was a summer or spring, I'd walk down the block, and you bring back home a tray of red, a tray of white, and you just be smelling it.
You could smell it from a block away.
Smelling it.
Yeah.
I couldn't take a cut out. I had to wait. Then if it was winter time, she would drive me down there. I tell that story all the time because that's my first spot. I was just making pizza with Angelo over at our Carol and Janelle's.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to send you home with some of our Carol and Janelle's sauce too. They started bottling it up.
Wonderful. Again, one of my earliest childhood memories. Yeah. My parents, we were such frequent customers at our Carol and Janelle's that Pearl, the waitress, everybody remembers Pearl, that went there. We would come in the front door, and there would be just a line of people from all over the place, and she would, give us a little wink, and we'd go around the side, and we'd get sad immediately. Great memory.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I had to choose, I was told Angela this too. I'm like, the fact that I can't make pizza in the kitchen down the street because they're closed. The fact that I'm in here, Carol and Janelle's, right where I grew up as well, like number 2.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, be able to make pizza with them in the back like that from scratch. That was really cool.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. To be able, and also to be able to video and show people that think, they always say, oh, they're pre-made shells. They don't make fresh dough down there. Right. They were back there making dough for hours when I was there. Of course,
absolutely.
Hours when I was there. Man, they all do a great job, really.
Absolutely, no question about it.
So your first introduction to the restaurant business was cooking pizza in Gigerelli's. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So how long did you do that? What was the next spot?
It wasn't very long because Mr. Barron, who you maybe haven't had in school, he's still with us, Mr. Barron. He was the bartender on Saturday nights. And he cut his fingers very badly in a food processor. So they needed a bartender. So at 20, they threw me behind the bar at Gigerelli's, and I've been behind the bar ever since, pretty much.
So you got thrown into the bartending like that?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I have the same origin story for the bartending.
Pretty much,
yeah. I was serving. I was just starting to train as a bartender at Mug. Remember Marvis Mugs?
Sure.
And one bartender got let go for something she did. And like, Brian, you got a bartend tonight. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like Thursday night happy hour. I'm like, holy shit, right? So it's like, Brian, just poured beers and good food. Like, I was a good server, but like I wasn't used to bartending. But like, you adapt.
You adapt.
How did you adapt to pizza maker to bartender?
I think I'm more of a front of the house guy, even though I did go back into the back of the house at a bunch of other places that we could talk about. Anybody could tend bar. So I could teach anybody how to make a drink. That's not what a bartender is. Bartender's a lot more than that. You have to have, I think a great bartender has a love for people, and it comes through. It translates. That's why we remember Ski from Salerno's. As grumpy as he seemed, Ski actually loved people, and that's what made him a great bartender.
You can't be in that type of customer service. Well, you can't be in any customer service job. You're going to be miserable all the time. You're not going to have fun.
No, of course.
But especially when you're serving food and you're relying on tips for your income too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Super important to be personable. Everyone has a bad day, but overall, people are going to come to see you as well, not just have that drink.
No question.
They're going to come and see you.
No
Especially
question.
if somebody's coming in for the first time, they're like, "Oh, what's this place like?" They sit down. It might be a beautiful place, could be a great drink, but the bartender's an asshole.
I have walked out of restaurants because I'd be there for 2 or 3 minutes and nobody bothered to say hello to me.
I fucking
and it's
hate that.
the most important thing you could do is say hello.
Yep. When they're walking by, or if it's the same waitress or waiter that walked by your table 3 times,
right?
Didn't say a word to you, then they come back and they're your server.
Yeah,
just say hello. You're absolutely right. I just need to be, if I'm sitting down, I need to be said, hey,
acknowledged. Yeah, it's a human need.
I used to manage Damon's in Clark Summit. Remember Damon's in Clark Summit?
Sure.
So when I managed there, the owner, the father, he refused to let the managers put a wait on the door on a Friday or Saturday night. Mm-hmm. He goes, no, the customers got to be sit. They got to be sat. And, here's the problem. As a consumer, maybe you agree, Brian, let me know what you think about this. Would you rather wait in the lobby waiting for your table? It's like a tradition to go out to dinner sometimes. Oh, we're waiting for our table. You're waiting in the lobby. Then you get sat. Then your service. Versus getting sat at the table and then fucking waiting 10 minutes for service. And then an hour for food because the kitchen's so backed
ridiculous.
Up. Exactly. And it just didn't it never made any sense to me. I will tell them, no, the customers, they want to let them wait in the lobby. Put a wait on the door. You know what I mean? Let the kitchen catch up. It was a disaster, bro.
Well, they're not here anymore.
Right, what do you think?
Actually, like when my wife and I do get out without the kids, like we're like bar people. So like I'll go into a restaurant and I'll immediately, if there's seats at the bar, I'm sitting at the bar.
Brian, did I used to wait at you at
I don't mind that.
Did I used to wait on you at a Ron's? Any chance?
Oh, we used to go to rounds all the time.
I knew I recognized you.
Yeah,
you waited me on the one time I was there, you waited on me on a Ron's.
But I mean, it's been probably...
Since he's closed. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I left there in 2014, so it's like, but again, a good bartender recognizes his customers.
We were there right in the early days when like Matt was still bartending.
Matt just came up to see me at
Teddy.
Manja. Teddy's still very good friends of mine.
Yeah.
All right, so we are at where some of our restaurant frustrations. We could talk about that for a couple of minutes. Like pet peeves, you know what I mean? Like there's a reason why I don't do restaurant reviews. I only do food reviews. There's there's a difference.
Right.
I could pick apart anything in a restaurant. Like I don't like walking into a place, the hostess area, and it's filthy. Bus pans, dirty tables.
Sure.
Well, dirty tables happen, but there's a rush and there's a non-rush. If you're sitting around doing nothing and there's dirty tables to the right, like what's going on there? That comes down to management.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What are some more of your pet peeves? Waiting around for 2-3 minutes is outrageous. I have to agree. All things considered.
I really don't have many. I again, being in this business for 28 years, I have a fairly high tolerance because I get it. I get it. Things can't be perfect. It's part of the experience, unfortunately, anymore, because I think there's not a lot of people like me left. There's not a lot of lifers left.
I get out of that life, Jonesy. I was a life.
You were smart.
I was becoming a lifer.
Yeah, you were smart. I mean, don't get me wrong. I still love so much about it. I had food the other day where the bread was obviously burnt. It never should have left the kitchen. That's a major pet peeve of mine because you're passing several levels of quality control. Yeah. The chef never should be putting it on the plate. Mm-hmm. The expediter should never be giving it to the server. Mm-hmm. The server should never be giving it to the table. And if someone besides the guy plating it made the toast, he gave it to the chef.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So there's
you're right.
three or four levels of quality control that's being missed there. And if they're missing that, what else are they missing? You know, I'm sure. You know,
that's why I say if I walk into a restaurant and the dining room is dirty, not from the rush, but dirty,
right?
From like weeks before that.
Yeah. My grandfather used to go into
the kitchen's dirty.
He used to go into restaurants and he would go into the bathroom, and sometimes my grandmother would be sitting at the table having a cup of coffee, and he'd say, "Nope, let's go." The bathroom was dirty. He did not trust. And it's pretty. I think that's a pretty good rule of thumb.
I get it. There's a couple places I won't go back into. Just you gotta clean things up, make it presentable. Make it presentable when you walk in.
Yeah.
All right. So now you're bartending at Gigerelli's. What's the next evolution after that?
I left there for a while. I think I went to a factory for about 3 shifts and realized that wasn't for me. Boy, I started working at the VFW, but then my next big job was Salerno's.
Which factory did you work at? Golden Technology?
No.
I did that for 3 days, Jones. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
up the hill?
Sure. Hope and Talbot. It was a plain wheel tissue. Procter Gamble, now I guess it is. It's been through a bunch of different names, but you know, I think I lasted 3 shifts, if that.
That's not easy work.
That wasn't for me.
That's not easy.
It was just monotonous and tedious.
That's what I'm talking about.
And not challenging. Salerno's was my next long, you know, in this business, it's a mercenary business. I moved around a lot. I'd be at 2-3 places at once, but like Salerno's was a big experience for me because I've been going there my entire life. And I did everything there. I washed dishes, I made pizza, I waited tables, and I tended bar. And that's really where I became a bartender. You had to be there. You know, that bar would be 3 deep on a Saturday night, and you had to be able to keep up.
It's a beautiful wooden bar too. Every once in a while, I see some original pictures on like for its historic site. Yeah. Like Josh does a really good job with the music and for its historic pictures on Facebook. And I remember like a little while back when Salerno was obviously for sale. They're still open right now, right?
They are, and I have to get down there and say hello.
So that bar. Beautiful. From day one, it's the same bar.
And there's so much character to it. There's deep burn marks like the cigar bar. Cigar marks. If that bar could talk, man, I'll tell you.
I bet I can't even imagine that bar and the GI's bar.
Sure.
So now it's Mary Street Tavern, right?
Yeah.
I have to get there. You gone there yet?
I've been there a few times late night. Yeah.
How's the food?
I haven't eaten. I've just gone in for
food looks nice.
He's doing a good job on Facebook. I see that. So
the food looks nice. And last time I was in there, Anthony was running it, making pizza in the back.
I was tending bar for him there again.
Making pizza in the back. He left. And when they knocked that wall down, I mean, that was Anthony's grandmother's or aunt's kitchen back in the day.
Yeah.
I mean, Russ Giglio. I mean,
that was Russell's grandmother.
Yeah, I mean, the nostalgia on that block for me is just outrageous.
She taught me how to make sofrito in that kitchen.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
How crazy is that?
Angie Giglio, who was a wonderful woman, she taught me to make sofrito, and I served it then at GI's when I had GI's for those couple of years, and I still have the recipe, and I still make it time to time. And to me, it's the best.
GI's is just iconic in my life.
Oh, absolutely.
That's the bar. I grew up, and I grew up there drinking, but I grew up as a little kid.
Sure.
We grew up there. We were running around, poking the guys with the bull sticks. Can we get these fucking guys out of here? You know what I mean? On Saturday, busting their balls. Me, Anthony, Rock were running through there, driving them crazy. Oh, man, that's I'm glad that to see that. I know it was shut down for a little while. Everyone was different. People different were running it, all that kind of stuff. And it seems like it's landed into good hands right now. It's not the same name.
I hope so.
It'll always be GI's to me.
And I hope so.
Yeah.
So much of our town has changed. Gigerelli's not being there, or Karen Janelle's not open for dinner anymore. Salerno's is for sale. Julia's is closed. So it's when Julia's you really start to think about it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've lost a lot, so it's good to have GI's there.
Got some new places around town, like Bobo's Pizza is fantastic.
It really is.
Experience of that.
Very good. Yes, it is.
That's very Gigerelli-like.
It is.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And then we got Coloruso's 2.0 down there. That's where Arant's was, right?
Correct.
That's the same building.
Yeah.
A little different, obviously.
Yep.
You served me at Arant's.
We're
going.
I'm sure I did. Yeah.
I remember who I was with too. We're going way back. I had something to do with moose. I believe I had like moose meat, like a moose steak or something like that. It's very possible.
Probably elk.
Elk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, whatever I ate was fantastic.
He was very talented, very talented guy.
Yeah, it was really good. Really, really good. So now you're bartending. You're at the VF. You're at Salerno's. Did you have any inspirations to do anything else? Or this was your spot. This is what you like to do.
No, I mean, I always kind of wanted to go my own way, and it's for good or ill, I've gone my own way, and I've been able to be independent. And I never had any trouble with places in Old Forge. But if I ventured out of Old Forge occasionally, if somebody told me something I didn't like or didn't treat me well, I told them to go get fucked. My father was that way. He taught me that if you're good at what you do, you could always find work. And if you don't work for Barnum, you could work for Bailey. And again, for good or ill, I kind of held to that philosophy. And I left a lot of good places because I am good at what I do. And if I don't like you and I'm working for you, I will give you 100% every day. If I like you, I'll run through a wall for you. If I don't like you, I'm not going to work for you. I mean, if you give me any bullshit at all, I'm gone. I'm done.
I hear you.
Simple as that.
I hear you. There's always going to be some bullshit you deal with, but then there's that fine line.
Yeah.
Where it's too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where it's too much.
Yeah.
I totally get that. So we're going to get into your next evolution at the place you're at right now, but let's talk about growing up in Old Forge a little bit.
Boy.
What street you grow up on?
We bounced on a little bit, but for the most part, I was Snyder's Patch, James Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great
neighborhood to grow up in. Absolutely wonderful.
Snyder's Patch. Oh, man, right down. The different areas in Old Forge, like the Austin Heights.
Yeah.
Snyder's Patch.
Yeah, Babylon and Random and Austin Heights. And
then you got my neighborhood, Mary Street and George Street and Grace Street. You got the school over there. You got St. Mary's. St. Mary's Church was iconic growing up. Like the festivals were there.
Sure.
We had 3 festivals back in the day. We had Eagle McClure.
Yeah.
St. Mary's.
Yep.
And then, of course, the Philataste Festival is always going on.
Yeah, that was my neighborhood. I remember the first one as a kid. I remember when they were just starting it. And, being back there this year meant a lot to me.
The Philataste?
Yeah.
It was nice. He came over to me.
That's right.
He came over to me like, what am I, the pay no mind list? Like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
I reached out to you. I texted you. I go, what number do you have? And of course, it's 5 instead of a 2.
Yep.
That was funny.
Yes, it was.
So now, what was that line? The pay no mind list, obviously, from Pesci and Goodfellas.
Goodfellas, yeah.
Great scene right there. Great scene right there.
No question.
Then, you obviously remember Antonio's in Old Forge.
Sure. Yeah, no question. Yeah, absolutely.
Recently, Keith Malinowski had reached out to Mario and spoke to Mario. So it's funny. Rocco was at the Antonio's down in Wilkes-Barre by the hospital. Calls me up. He goes, Brian, I had Antonio's down here. They know Mario. This pizza tastes just like it almost. It looks like it. So I started to do an Antonio's pizza investigation in Northeast Pennsylvania. And it turns out every single one of them are connected from like the OG person that started the pizza back in the day here.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
amazing. Amazing. Everyone has a little bit of relation to every single one, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible. And Mario's, remember, I'm leaving. I'm going to Florida for a year. I'll be back in 1 year.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, back in 1 year. Yeah. Never came back. Never came back.
Well, wherever he's open, he's doing well.
Yeah, he was the only New York style place to be in Old Forge back in the day, in the heyday of Old Forge pizza, before a couple places now are closing. I'm not saying we're always going to be in the heyday. People always come back into town, but Antonio's was just that little bit of change from the cuts to the slice.
And he made a good pizza, and he made a good Italian hoagie too.
I tasted it already. The damn hoagie. You can smell a little bit of crisp. Wasn't much meat on there, but it worked.
Right. Bobby Riccio actually has the clock from Antonio's. He was such a frequent customer. He's a very picky eater. Yeah. So when he was closing, he gave Bobby Riccio the clock because he was in there, I think, every day.
I love that.
I don't know if he still has it or not, but I know he had it at one time.
I love that. Yeah. I remember one memory from that place was during Boy Scouts, he made his pizza. He went back behind the counter and he made his pizza. We all got one slice.
What?
He wouldn't play. Did you know that the Pac-Man machine was an actual Pac-Man? Someone told me this like a year or so ago. Like, Brian, you ever think about the Pac-Man? I'm like, yeah, it was Pac-Man. He goes, no, it was the generic Pac-Man machine.
I don't remember any knockoff Pac-Man.
I don't remember me either, but this guy was insisting that it was a knockoff Pac-Man machine. It's possible.
Yeah, I don't.
He would never let us play it. You want to play the Pac-Man machine? He'd plug it in for us. He had that thick Italian accent.
Yes, he did.
That thick Italian accent. Now it's a Chinese restaurant, and then Bobo's is right next door. A lot of differences down in Old Forge.
The only constant is change.
Yeah. You think about CVS sitting there. Think about one business is there now. Think about how many businesses were there at one point.
Yeah, sure.
Godfather's anchor in the left, Fat Boy's anchor in the right, which was ultimately Tallarico's.
Yeah.
And there was a pharmacy there all the time.
And then we had a joint.
We had the joint in the back, a couple different. The joint always survived. It's probably going somewhere right now. People playing cards. The casinos hurt the joint.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope there's a joint. There should always be a joint.
The casinos hurt the joint by bringing everything inside.
Yeah, sure.
Probably a little bit. You know what I mean?
Sure.
It's easier. But then again, like I don't know. I would placing a bet with a bookie is a little easier than placing a bet with the casino. You don't got to pay up front with the bookie, but the bookie is going to come break your legs if you don't pay him back. The casino gets their money already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the online, I'm going to pivot real fast. Online gambling is just, it's outrageous. It's unnecessary. It's very dangerous.
I stopped and I don't miss it.
Yeah. I watch people, as a dealer at the casino, I watch people ruin their lives gambling over the course of years. You see them come in with the hair's done, groomed up, suit on. Then a couple years later, they're getting sweatpants, ripped t-shirt, playing for $5. And it's like,
it'll eat you alive.
I watched this person lose everything he had gambling, and it's sad.
Yeah, and it is.
Yeah.
And that's I don't know. You wonder how somebody can bankrupt 4 casinos, but that's neither here nor there.
Huh? Yeah, it's just insane. So, we'll pivot back over. So, you're still doing your bartending. When did you start to do more? Did you learn more back of house as you were progressing, or was it mostly front of house? Front of house.
I did both. Kind of at the same time, and I was tending bar at Dooley's as well. I actually tended bar opening night at Dooley's, and I was there probably for the first year.
It's a good business. Chris has a good business there.
He does.
Yeah.
It's always, it's the cleanest bar maybe in the world. But I worked with a great bartender there, Jennifer Coyne, who taught me so much. And next to Daryl, Cariotti was the best bartender I've ever seen,
Daryl was that
Julius.
Yes, I remember that.
And he's come out of retirement. He worked for Anthony at GI's, and he's worked. I think he's worked at the Mary Street.
I think I've seen when they make the post like that. What was that drink at?
Oh, he had a bunch. Jonestown Punch was the famous one.
That was that was really good.
Right.
That was really. You know what's funny? Ironically, I explained to the bartender at Mount Airy years ago, over 10 years ago. That was this night I got in trouble. I got kicked out of Mount Airy and then later put in jail for some other stuff.
Yikes.
It's funny. The bartender recreated that drink for me.
Oh, really?
And I drank it, and that was my blackout. Yep. It wasn't the booze. It was the being up for 4 days. Probably did it to me.
I'd imagine.
The booze just polished it off for me.
The piano that broke the camel's back.
And then supposedly, I was gambling. I was making a scene that night. I remember, and I would love to see some footage of that.
I don't know if
that
you
night.
would.
No, it'd be interesting. It would be interesting.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. So you're learning from all these great bartenders, and you're right. Bartending is an art. When you're good at it,
no doubt about it.
It's a science, and people really come out to have that experience. That's a big deal to people.
Sure,
it's a big deal to people. What's the most important thing when it comes to service?
Treating everybody well. I mean, listen, I've waited on people that were literally homeless. And then when I moved to New York and I was in Brooklyn, I waited on people that were world famous. Mm-hmm. And to me, I treated them the same because they are the same. They were the same.
Let's talk about Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the difference in, I feel like no matter where the restaurant is, Northeast Pennsylvania or in Brooklyn, there's always that, what's the word I'm looking for? There's always the same level of care, the same level of interest, and like the people who own the restaurant, they treat it the same. What differences have you noticed maybe from bartending and managing restaurants in Northeast Pennsylvania and then going over to Brooklyn?
There's no difference. I think there's universal truths. I mean,
that's the word I was looking for.
You got to. New York City is made up of just neighborhoods when you think about it. Other than you have your Times Square. All right, that's a little bit different. But you get into the residential areas, and every neighborhood has their own characteristics. And I always thought Old Forge was the Brooklyn of northeastern Pennsylvania. And I ended up in a neighborhood in Brooklyn that was very similar to Old Forge. because at one time it was largely an Italian-American neighborhood. Now, by the time I got there, it became a lot more gentrified, but there was still that element in the neighborhood. So I could get tripe on Wednesdays, or I'd be tending bar, and there'd be people in there that I said, like, I could see this guy at Salerno's. You know, he's just the same type of character, you know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, so it was interesting. I had a great mix of clientele out there, from, you know, the old school neighborhood people to, you know, actors and actresses and singers and, you know, journalists and all kinds of people. It was a good experience.
Who was the most, I'm not going to say famous person, who was the most interesting person you met in Brooklyn in the restaurants?
He wouldn't be a name that a lot of people would know, but he was a man named Stanley Crouch, who wrote for the Village Voice. He was like a muckraking journalist. I'm a jazz fan, and coming out of Old Forge, I had never met anybody who knew more about jazz than I did. And within a couple weeks of starting work at this place called Bar Bruno, it's still there, as a matter of fact, I met Stanley Crouch, who founded Jazz at Lincoln Center. Knew more about jazz than maybe anybody on the planet. So he was an incredibly interesting guy.
That's great. That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like finding gold.
Yeah.
Right there, like for as far as person goes. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. I like that. So you're in Brooklyn, come back to Northeast Pennsylvania to plant yourself again in the restaurant culture, and then you landed into, is that when you landed into Benny D's Hospitality Group?
More or less, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're circling back. What changes have you made to Mangia Bistro Bar when you took it over?
I really didn't have to make any changes. I mean, the food is so good, and the chef is so consistent, and the price point is great. I mean,
yeah, we'll talk about we'll get into my experience there.
The portion sizes and the atmosphere and the ambiance and the level of service we have. I didn't really have to change much. Just being that steady front of the house presence that making sure everything's being done properly in the front of the house and making sure the guests feel welcome and want to come back. Mm-hmm. If I could get people in the door once, I pretty much guarantee they're coming back. I have that much faith in the food. I have that much faith in our product from beginning to end, from the minute you walk in the door to the minute you leave. And actually the next day, because you're taking leftovers home. Very few people are able to finish their meal. That and trying to drive online reviews, because the business has changed a lot, and it's I think more important than word of mouth these days. Word of mouth used to be your bread and butter. I think that's been replaced by online reviews.
I don't disagree. Speaking of bread and butter, speaking of bread and butter, when the first thing I eat at a restaurant is super, super fresh bread and butter,
right,
I'm already anticipating and looking forward to the rest of the meal that's being top notch.
Sure.
Because if I start off with stale bread,
yeah,
that's no good.
Yeah,
that's no good.
Like Silvio Dante said, where does this bread come from? The bread museum?
What's already a sabbatical? I could quote Sopranos all the time.
Yeah,
man.
me too.
All the time. Excuse me. So when I came there, food was just excellent. I'll run it through, right? So you brought us out some calamari.
Yeah,
that was excellent. Excellent. I liked how it was, like, usually it's thinner, but it was thicker,
right,
or wider, whichever way you want to say. It wasn't like thicker, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was bigger, cut differently, and Karina was freaked out by the tentacles.
That's the real calamari.
And she's eating. I go. You honestly never had, and there are other restaurants you worked at.
Right.
You never had that part of the calamari?
She's only eating like sports bar calamari.
That's fair.
That's not real calamari. That's coming out of a frozen bag. This is not,
Not to bring up another restaurant at the moment, but have you experienced the calamari at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse? The sweet Thai chili sauce on top.
Yeah,
That's
good.
Pretty good.
It is.
Brian, you ever try that? So I used to work there. Mm-hmm. They soaked that calamari in buttermilk for like a day.
Is that right?
Then they lightly toss it and then they fry. Yeah, right. Ruth's Chris, they take care of it. Just like you guys take care of your food in there. So
absolutely.
You brought the calamari out. We got the caprese salad. Mm-hmm. It was the mozzarella and tomatoes, and I love when the tomatoes are hard.
Right.
That's when I'm having a salad like that. Mm-hmm. I like soft tomatoes too, garden tomatoes, whatever you want to call it, the squishy ones. But when you got the mozzarella cheese, the basil, the balsamic, and the tomatoes, got a nice bite to it.
Sure.
And I can't put enough sea salt on my food when I eat. And
What's on his
it's
contract
excellent.
with the mozzarella?
Yeah,
The
absolutely fantastic.
salt,
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, that was excellent. We got that, and then we got the eggplant rollantinis. Were unlike most rollantinis I experienced. Usually, they're the eggplant's much thinner.
Right.
The ricotta seems like it's more just like a lazy ricotta filling in there, but you served that with a blush sauce, correct?
Yeah.
And then the eggplant was thick, like this.
Yeah, and his
Goes around
ricotta is
that.
much more airy. You know, it's whipped,
Yeah.
so it's there's something more to it.
That's what added a little different
Sure.
zest to it. So those are the appetizers, and I pretty much was getting filled up on that.
Yeah,
But then we talked about chicken parm the whole week.
right.
And I'm sharing pictures with my friend of chicken parm from all these different, like, look at this chicken parm, look at this chicken parm. We're going to have some killer chicken parm on Saturday night.
Right.
And then I'm looking at the menu, and I just looked on the bottom left, and I saw bolognese, and I'm just like, whew. And that was some good traditional bolognese. The best part about the bolognese was and the linguine was homemade, right? I remember I asked you about that, which you mentioned,
Yeah.
which pasta
Yes.
was homemade in-house.
Right.
And it was the linguine.
Right.
And it was excellent. The best part about that was that the sauce and the linguine was all mixed together.
Sure.
And the sauce on top.
Yeah.
Versus the pasta not drained properly with the sauce on top, and you put it down and you're just like, that's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Oh, me too.
Getting
Yeah,
pasta
sure.
with
Just sauce
too
dumped on
much
top.
water,
Yeah.
too much water from the pasta. I got that from my grandfather. We used to go to Family Affair. You remember Family Affair?
Sure.
That place was fantastic.
It was.
Some good food. My mother worked there forever. Then they built JJ's Supers across the street. It's a bank now.
Yeah.
But my grandfather would get the fettuccine with meatballs. I get the same thing. And he would tell the waitress, he'd grab her by the hand and goes, listen, he's like, just tell them, take an extra second. I'll wait. An extra minute to drain the pasta back there. I could see him from here.
Right.
He's like, just tell him, take that. I will wait the extra minute.
Right.
Drain the pasta.
Yeah.
It came out not drained. And my grandfather would send it back. But then later in years, he stopped sending it back. He stopped even asking about it. He would just get extra napkins and flip the plate and put the napkins on the other side. And the water would run down into the napkin, put the napkin on the plate and give it to the server. I do that to this day.
Right.
I drain my ground beef that way in the pan.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I drain my ground. I used to put it in the strainer, but I'm like, I can't be putting grease down the fucking drain all this time.
Yeah, right.
So when I used to run the hot water for a little while, I'm like, I can see this backing up
Oh yeah.
and treating me the wrong way sometimes.
Absolutely.
But the way the tomato sauce was mixed in with the pasta, really, really, that's probably at least about a half pound of pasta on that plate.
Again, portions are very generous, which I mean, I think portion size tends to be overrated because if the food's mediocre, what's the difference? You're just getting more
Right.
mediocre food. But
Right.
when you're getting really high quality food and a lot of it, it's kind of tough to beat that combination.
I was 8 slices of bread in when and I was eating bread with the pasta too. So
Sure.
like it was so good. I'm like, we're going out afterwards. I can't eat. I can't stuff myself up to the point. So I had that. She had the lobster ravioli, which was really good. The really good sauce on there. Good lobster raviolis.
Sun-dried tomato cream sauce.
Yeah. So they were. That was really, really well. What else did we have? Anything else? I think that was it. That was a lot of food. A lot of food. And the bread kept on coming. Great service. Plates cleared out when they needed to be cleared out. And then we were bullshitting a little bit. We got some. Then everyone left. It was just us in the place.
Yeah.
I was able to get some footage for Food Fight.
Right.
We sat at the bar. We bullshit a little bit. We had some dessert. I honestly thought when you said mousse, I thought it was going to be a cup of mousse. And I got the mousse cake.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
It was good.
Yeah.
It was good. The creme brulee was.
It's creme
I
brulee.
couldn't get enough of that creme brulee.
Fantastic. Really
it was
is.
just like, I go for a, I'm done. I'm like, nah, I'm tasting that crisp on top. That
Right.
crisp on top is just delicious. And it was really good. It was a great experience. I definitely want to come up there and do it again.
We were
And
glad to have you. No
this
question.
time get the parm.
Yeah.
What are, if we're on the spot, top 3 dishes?
I think, his chicken parm is so good because it's pan fried. It's not deep fried. I mean, so many people.
So sauteed. It's probably real thin.
It's almost impossible. And I do chicken cutlets a lot at home. And I asked him, how do you get that to be that thin and not fall apart, not tear? He's just got such a light touch with it that it's masterful what he does. And he's not just chucking it in a deep fryer. And again, it makes all the difference in the world. We're talking about a very simple change.
Yeah.
And it does take a few more minutes, but makes a big difference. So his chicken, I recommend anybody to have the chicken parm the first time out. And I'd put his chicken parm up against anybody's.
I want it right now.
Yeah, so do I for that matter.
Right now.
Boy, he has a dish called amico, which means friends, of course. And it's rack of lamb paired with chorizo, cooked in a red wine sauce. That's really, really good as well.
bet.
Yeah.
What's number 3?
Oh, let's think.
The menu is big, but not big, and not that big though. It's just right.
I'm always
it's just right.
I'm
that
always
menu.
a bit skeptical when I see a menu that's
Gigantic.
Yeah.
Like 17 pages.
unless it's a Greek diner, in a city.
Yeah, I was just
where
getting-
like they could do anything.
Yeah, I was listen. I was at a
those
Greek,
places-
we're at a Greek diner in Asbury Park with a 17 menu page.
and everything's good.
The burgers were terrible.
Really?
The,
See,
the
that's,
French onion soup, probably the best I ever had.
Right.
And it had this unique flavor to it. It was great, but then everything else after that, like the BLT, they fucked up the BLT.
That's just that's a poor cook. I guarantee he's not still there. Because usually those places, big,
Big
they're
place.
the only places that do
Yeah.
big menus well.
Yeah. Because most of the time it's going to be processed or frozen. Everything's going to be
Sure.
frozen, and there were so many choices. But so we're looking for the third item.
He has such a light touch with fish as well. So maybe the scallops, they come in a Grand Marnier cream sauce. But his cream sauces, again, they're never overwhelming. The texture's just right. It's tough. And he always runs such great specials. We've been doing a sea bass lately over a butternut squash risotto, done with lemon butter and caper berries. I've gotten great response on that.
When sea bass is done right,
Yeah,
that's a good fish.
yeah,
That's a
after
good
no
fish. That
question.
gets the flavor into it there. It's really, really good. So, excuse me. Let's tell all of our listeners where they could come see you, have some great Italian food up there in Scranton at Mangia Bistro and Bar.
Mangia Bistro Bar. We're at 127 West Market Street in Scranton. We're open 6 nights a week. We're only closed on Sunday, so all you industry people that are looking for a place to go on Monday, we're there. We're waiting for you. We're ready, and yeah,
Fantastic.
I think eventually we're going to be on a wait list. I really believe that. I think the place is really going to take off this year. So get in on the ground floor.
So I came on Friday night. You were sold out on Saturday night. You were fully booked on Saturday night.
Yes,
right?
we were.
How'd it go Saturday?
Actually went really well.
Good?
Yeah,
That's good.
And with larger parties, sometimes that could get tricky.
Sure.
But we had a party of 25, another
Yeah,
party
yeah.
of 13, and everything went smoothly. He's like a machine back in that kitchen. Everything is just so consistent and.
That's great. Once you
Pleasure to work with.
once you get every other table situated with some apps, you get that. You prioritize that 25 top for dinner.
Yeah.
And everybody else gets fired up. Yeah, it's
Sure.
great. Yeah, it's really good. And I also just like in fine dining, which I would consider just about there. You're still casual,
Right.
still a little bit of that fine dining atmosphere. Like you're not bringing out my dinners if I'm still munching on my appetizers.
No, right.
So that's why I put the appetizers to the end of the table. And Karina's she's like, he thinks that we're not done. I go, we're not done. There's still food on. And if I'm the server, I'm not taking away food on the table unless I'm asking. If there's still a pierogi on there or a ravioli on there or a calamari on there, are you all finished with this?
Sure.
If it's empty, I'm taking it. But if there's
Yeah.
still food on there, are you still picking at that? I like
Right.
to pick up my appetizers while the dinners come out. Just
Right.
put them on the other table. If there's enough room, that's why I hate sitting at a small table.
Yeah,
Like a baby table, like a 2-person table.
Right.
Oh, I hate that shit. There's not enough room.
That's that's the standard in New York.
No,
because
I
they
don't-
really have to maximize.
I'd imagine
space.
that. I'd imagine that. Yeah, but if there's a 4-top sitting next to me, I'm going to ask to sit in there. And sometimes
Right.
they tell you no.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I got some questions for you before you head out. All right.
Sure.
What's your favorite food?
Oh boy. If I was on death row,
That's your next question. No. Don't skip ahead.
okay.
Don't skip ahead.
Well, isn't it kind of one of the
Was
same?
he doing research? Huh?
Isn't it kind of one of the same? My favorite food. I'm going to want my favorite food for my last
You'd
meal.
be surprised. That's a great point. But you would be really surprised when I ask people the last question, which is, if you're on death row, what's your last meal?
All right. My favorite food. It's impossible to narrow down. But it was Frank Sinatra's favorite meal. If it was good enough for him, it's good enough for me. Eggplant parmesan.
That's my
my
death row meal. My mother's eggplant parm.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my comfort food.
I fucking eggplant.
If I'm having a last meal.
You're skipping ahead. Question number 2.
Okay.
Question number 2. What food are you eating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? You'll never get sick of it. See, it's not eggplant parm, is it?
No, I mean, I don't know. I've never thought about it. If I had to just eat one food,
Pizza's a great answer.
yeah, I was going to say even bad pizza is good pizza. You know, for the most part, anyway.
You ate those words out of my mouth for the most part. For the most part, I just saw a big Nardone Bros truck when I was coming here. Remember growing up with Nardones, bro?
Sure.
Even though we grew up in Old Forge, there's pizza on the stove, but there's always a box of Nardones in the fridge.
And that's still
Always.
true. My sister still has it in her fridge for my nephews.
Always.
You know?
Absolutely always. All right, so pizza 24/7?
I suppose, yeah. That's a good answer.
What's your last meal? Death row?
Boy,
Whatever you want.
my father's mother was from Kansas, so she grew up on a farm, one of 14 kids. I mean, they did everything themselves, grew everything, made everything. But she made a fried chicken with the cream gravy that we still make time to time. It's a lot of work.
Fried chicken or country fried steak with the cream sauce?
Fried chicken.
Okay,
with
okay,
the cream gravy with mashed potatoes. That's, to me, it's the way she did it. I mean, good as it gets.
Yeah, I could eat fried chicken right now.
Yeah, that's another good answer for a 24-hour day food.
Give me
'Cause even bad fried chicken is pretty good.
Give me fried chicken. Give me fried chicken parmesan.
Oh, I never did that.
You know, fucking KFC last year, they introduced this product called the pizziato or pizza. It was whatever. It was a big fried piece of chicken
Yeah,
in the shape of like a slice of pizza.
right.
And they put cheese and sauce on there with like a chicken parm. It was like whatever the fuck it was called, right? I went there and went up the street, and when I got into the car, there was no sauce on it. There was just cheese on it. So I go back in, I get it again. They made it right this time. It was barely melted. like it wasn't like. It's hard to have if KFC fries your chicken right. It's hard to have a bad piece of fried chicken at KFC,
Right.
But just call it what it was.
Yeah,
like,
why are you going to KFC for anything other than just fried chicken?
Yeah, it's like they're trying to introduce a piece, like a pizza made out of chicken. Let's call it what it is. It's chicken parm. Chicken parm would have sold better.
Probably.
Chicken parm would have sold better.
Yeah.
You know, put some good marketing behind that. Like that would have been interesting.
I guess.
You know, like put the Colonel in like an Italian like get up, stuff like that. Like we're doing chicken parm now. You know what I mean? That's some good marketing right there.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
There's only a few KFCs left that have the bucket outside of their restaurant.
Yeah.
There's one down in the Sun. What's the on the way to Nanacoke? Was it the Sun? What's that highway? Sansui Highway. There's a KFC on the corner there. They have the bucket.
Is that right?
The big ass bucket hanging up there still.
Huh.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I go for some KFC right now.
I'm sad to see there's not many Long John Silvers left, frankly.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. There's a Long John's down the street from me on Wyoming Avenue.
Oh, is there?
By the abandoned. So it's you go in there. It's one of the few that are left, like you said. You go in there, and behind it is the old abandoned Kmart. Huge, gigantic shopping center. It's abandoned because it's flooded.
Really?
But the KFC survives. I mean, the Long John Silver's
Right.
survives.
Well, it's a maritime theme.
It's not cheap anymore.
Nothing's cheap anymore.
I grew up at the Long John's in Music.
Sure.
Yeah, that's where I grew up. That whole plaza is amazing now over there.
Yeah.
See
I
it
do my
lately?
shopping at shop.
See
Yeah,
it
I do my
lately?
shopping
Yeah,
at
yeah,
shop
yeah.
right.
That
I'm there
plaza-
almost every day.
That plaza is quite something now. All right, Johnny Jones from Mangia Bistro and Bar. Did it on purpose. Did it on purpose. I promise. Did it on purpose.
You say
that time.
so.
Mangia Bistro and Bar
Mangia
in
Bistro and
Scranton. I was fucking it up on accident earlier. That last one was on purpose. One last time. John,
Bringing it all back
it was
home.
great bringing you in here to
Hey.
for the Food Fight podcast. I love having people from Old Forge on here. It's always the nostalgia of growing up in the town.
Sure.
And you're not leaving empty-handed. I feel like it's a game show right now, me saying that. But we have some table products on here. So these companies, they are table sponsors or partnerships with Food Fight podcast. Obviously, you know our Carol and Janelle's. All right.
Absolutely.
So
Good friends of mine.
You tried their sweet sauce yet?
I have not.
Oh, it's excellent. So we got
But,
sweet sauce, their new sweet sauce, pizza sauce, and then their original pizza sauce,
Terrific.
and their tomato sauce for their pasta.
Wonderful. I won't use many jarred sauces, but Angelo and Mark, I'll
Absolutely.
use their jarred
Yes,
sauce because
yes,
I know
yes,
it's made
yes.
with love.
I mean, it really is. They put a lot of work into it,
Sure.
and a lot of marketing into it. And then remember Angelo's like he had just boxes and boxes. He's like, I don't know if we're gonna do it. I go, Angelo, it's already done.
Right.
He goes, all right. I go, we're probably gonna do it. I go, I don't know what he was even talking about. And then Genoa, you probably know Genoa.
Sure, of course.
Genoa, Jay Nardone. He trains with me at the gym. He's been a sponsor with me from day one. From
That's great.
episode 1.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get some spices to go home. And then my sister's granola is absolutely delicious. That's some really, really great granola. She makes it in a kitchen over here in Wilkes-Barre. She makes it every single batch, and she bags everything up. I also have some Scotch sauce. Brian, is the Scotch sauce over there?
Yeah, I think there's the box over
Let me get a bottle. You got to taste. You like a hot sauce fan?
Oh yeah.
Happy boy. So, thanks. So this sauce, Jonesy, this sauce is made in Scranton. 3 guys got together. Broken Scooch was on here. Scotch was on here a few weeks ago for the episode, and they made that sauce. And I bought a little jar at the Wing Fling about a couple months ago, and I made it with some chicken. It's got a little kick to it, but then like a sweetness, and the flavor is just incredible.
Terrific.
I made it for usually I'll fry up some boneless chicken wings, boneless chicken thighs, put some hot sauce on there.
Yeah,
I finally put that on there. Oh man.
Well, give it a shot.
Yeah. I have like 2 orders with me. I'm going to New York this weekend, so I bring some food with me, and that chicken is full of it there. So
nice.
Sitting home with all this kind of stuff,
Terrific.
when you use it, you feel like maybe putting it on the social a little bit. Or we never talked about social media for your place. We could do that another time.
Okay.
All right, brother?
Yeah.
I appreciate you coming on the Food Fight.
Pleasure was mine.
I wanted to thank all of my sponsors and all of my listeners who continue to support Food Fight. One fight at a time. Thanks, Jonesy.
Thank you, pal.
All right, fantastic.